We are going to change the ceiling fan in the living room. We're going to change it from the Hunter Summer Breeze to a Dayton 56-inch industrial ceiling fan, model 3C691A. This is a 3-speed model. I've had this Hunter in here for a long time. This was a very good install. When I first put it in, I had some people say that this was the best selection yet. I did not agree with that at first, but after the last number of months of looking at it, I am kind of on board with that opinion. I'm not sure if it's just the fan itself or the combination of the fan with the lights, because that is a period correct style match, but this looks absolutely fantastic in here. The whole ceiling looks like it was set up back in the 90s and has not been touched since. So this was very good setup, and once I replaced the bearings in this thing, I would absolutely consider using this again. This, I think, will be a more of a short-term install, because I just don't think it's going to look very good, but we'll see. So I got a new ladder. This is from some random off-brand. I'm sure they all come out of the same factory, so it doesn't make much difference, but I'm hoping that this works well, because the other ladder I have is not a very good A-frame. It's a better what do you call this? Like a better, one that you just is tall and you lean up against something. And so it's kind of wobbly, and I use it outside a lot working on the house. It's dirty. I got to put something down on the floor when I use it, and it's buried deep in the garage. It's just not a quick and simple, let me get the ladder out and change the fan. So this ladder I can keep downstairs, and this is a quick and simple, let me just go grab the ladder so I can change out the fan. So assuming that this works well, which is to be determined, this should make it much easier to record videos like this, so I can increase the frequency. And I want to do that because I was thinking earlier today that it would really make sense to not just rotate the fans in the house, every month or two, but to rotate them throughout the house. So for instance, this fan, I could now take and put it in the kitchen for a little while, or put it in the bedroom, put something else in here, because the environment that the fans are in, it gives you a whole different aesthetic, and it also would significantly impact the performance, potentially. Maybe not as much as I initially thought. I used to think that having a fan mounted like this versus on an 8-foot ceiling with a 3-inch rod would make a big difference in performance. But using this in here and using other similar models on an 8-foot ceiling, I don't notice a whole lot of performance difference. Now we have the Dayton, which I tested once in the studio at the old location. The ceiling is cluttered with a whole bunch of other fans. It was a small area. It might blast 5 times the amount of air in this big open area. I don't know. I installed 2 Enviro fans at the old location upstairs, a 160F and a 136F, and I was disappointed by them both. We might find that the curved blades don't really give us an advantage until they're used in a big open area like this. Who knows? Maybe we will find that small, powerful fans such as the Hunter Beacon Hill will stir up the air in here just fine. All things I don't have an answer to at this time, but it would be very interesting to test. So I think we might start doing that. Again, assuming that this ladder works pretty good. I did try to use this briefly once when I first got it, and it didn't go well because I don't want to extend it all the way because it's going to hit the fan, or at least come very, very close. And so I was just going to leave it like this, and the manual, which is just, it's not like funny horrible, but it's confusing and doesn't make any sense. It doesn't, See, now I sound like the the Leisure Ways manual. It lasts lockup. The manual implies that, or the way I interpret the manual, it implies that you can use this ladder with it not fully extended. But when I try to, it just like falls, because this locks the pieces from going down, but how do you lock the pieces from going up? So the problem becomes when this is extended into the A-frame position and you go to stand on this, this can go up and then you fall. So I suppose what I could potentially do, and maybe this, I didn't think about this at the time, but maybe this is what the expectation is. Maybe you somehow can wrap this around. I mean, now we're playing with health and safety here, so can you do this to stop it from going up any further? I mean, I think that would potentially work. Yeah, that might work. I can get a better strap and do it like that. I don't think that this is actually fully locked into place. No, now it is. So this seems to be a lot more sturdy than the other ladder, which is kind of surprising because it's, you know, a dodgy product, but it definitely has a lot less sway. And I should be more comfortable on this one, I think, than the other one. We'll see. It might turn out to stink, but this is what we're going to start with. And then, of course, moving it around with it not fully extended is not practical because it drags on the floor. But I don't know. You know what I'll do? I have some. I could probably just get those little Arwin blue grips, vice grip things, and put those on there. I bet that would work perfectly. Yeah, I'll do that. This is what I was thinking of. Alright, that seems to make it pretty reasonable. Okay, let's get this thing taken down. These blades have the stupid grommets, so I think that I'm going to leave some of the disassembly process to do later on in the day because I have some other things I want to do this afternoon. So we'll take this down, put the new one up, and then we'll deal with putting this away later on, I think. This really is a nice fan. I remember seeing a lot of these 90s Hunters around in the 2000s. I have a lot of nostalgia to a lot of these models. And they're pretty good fans too, other than the bearings, which bearings don't fail, they just become noisy. Other than that, these seem to stand the test of time pretty well. Oh, I forgot to get a bag for the hardware. I gotta clean this off too. This is pretty dusty because this puts in a lot of hours, the fan in here during the winter time. And this did carry us through no, I guess not most of it, but part of last winter. So I had the Antigua during Christmas time, and then this one shortly after that. Oh, there's a bag for the screws already in there. That works. Does the motor not sit in gotta sit in some plastic foam. Yeah, here it is. And that should be the film for the irons. That's the film for the environment. Okay. I like this ladder so far. Yeah, that's a good match to the lights for sure. I hope that an antique brass fan still looks decent in here with these lights. It might not, I don't know. Well, that kind of worked. There we go, now it won't fall off. But now it's not the right size. Oh, I just remembered I have to go get another one of those electrical box, the J-hook apparatuses for this. Definitely sturdier on the other side, but that would make sense because the other side has the stabilizer bar on it. This was from July of 2000. Tried so hard to avoid that. Alright, this is hanging by those sketchy tabs now. I'm going to move the ladder out from underneath it just in case it happens to fall. And it can fall on the carpet, hopefully not get too damaged. This down rod, I don't know why the finish is such poor quality. This is a Hunter down rod, and it looks awful. You can see all the imperfections in it. There's like major blemishes. I don't know what the heck is up with that rod. And it doesn't even match the Hunter brass either, which is weird. Because the Hunter bright brass is a very distinct color. It's almost more like a chrome. I forgot to turn the power on. Would have made this a little more interesting. Alright, I think I'm just going to leave that there, and we'll take care of that later on today. I ran out of watermelon yesterday, and I want to have some watermelon this afternoon, so I gotta go to the store to get some watermelons. If I recall correctly, there was something a little annoying about this box, and I wanted to replace it. And I think it was this screw. It just doesn't thread in there nicely. The threads are not chewed out, they're still fine, but it feels like the thing wasn't machined completely properly, whereas this one, you know, it just comes right off. So at some point we're going to replace this not the whole unit. We just need to replace the like not the part that secures to the building, just the part that secures to the bracket. It's like a 2-part box. This ladder does not have the apparatus to hold the screwdriver. I guess that works. So I think what I will do, if I was to use an industrial in here, like for a long-term install, I would lag a bolt through here and then use 2 washers to kind of sandwich the security cable in place. I can't believe how much that medallion has yellowed. What a piece of junk. You don't see an industrial with a medallion too often. So they kind of a unique setup. It's definitely an odd use case, but the size of the room, the ceiling height, etc., is not unreasonable for the fan. In fact, we might find that this is an excellent setup for the wintertime. You know what? Is it the screw or the threads? I can't even tell now. It might be the screw. No, it's both sides. I don't know. We just got to replace it. It's dodgy. Hopefully the hole is small enough that this bracket will hold it up. Oh, just barely. I think I'd rather not have the medallion with this particular fan, but we're kind of forced to because the ceiling is all messed up. See, now the problem is I don't think this fan has any wobble issues, but with the bracket holding the medallion in place, it gets to creak along the ceiling. I need to get a different one that's not made of this material, so that that problem can go away. I have, and I need to find it, I brought it over here recently, one that's made of like a hard plastic, so it won't be able to bend and creak like this. That's what I want to put up here because it shouldn't be a problem. Alright, here we go. I have 3 of these. Oh shoot, that's not the right place to open it. Now I only have 2 in the good box. I have 3 of these. I don't know why I had the foresight to buy 3 when I bought these, but I did. So it is possible to put 3 of these in here once I get the setup correct. So now we got to think about the down rods. Do we use the long or the short one? So the long one, is it a little bit less than? It's about the same. So this will probably look fine, but I wonder if it would look better to have it a little bit higher up. You know what? We're going to do both. We're going to start with the long one because that's how it's already configured, and then we'll change it to the short one later. Like I said earlier in the video, it makes sense while I have a particular fan out to go through different setups with it. Because I think this is that's not a 2-foot, that's an 18-inch I think rod. Yeah, this is an 18-inch rod, I'm pretty sure. The 18-inch rod versus the 8-inch rod are going to totally change the aesthetic of the install. And potentially the performance, I don't know. Here's the other rod. I'm not sure if that paper is original. Here's the other rod. And that's probably an 8-inch or a 10-inch. Made in Thailand. Interesting. I was kind of figuring these were going to be made in China. Taiwan did pretty decent manufacturing. Unfortunately, these are all broken. All 3 of these. The switch housing, I'm guessing this is the way it was, something to do with the way it was packed. The chain breaks, like the thread-on part breaks. It broke. See, here's where it would normally screw on, and it just snaps off in the shipping, which is very unfortunate. So we'll see if we can. I might have to just replace the switch. I might have some of these on hand. I'm pretty sure it's a regular 3-speed switch, although it might not be. No, is it? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, it might be a basic 3-speed switch. Well, there's a touch of threads left. Let me see, just for the sake of the video, if I can get this to go. Probably not, but I'm going to try. I can probably glue this back in place. Well, I might have just enough to get it threaded back on. This is one of those times where it would be nice not to have such large hands. See if we can use gravity to help us. Yeah, it's going to break as soon as we pull it, but we can at least get it to be aesthetically correct, and we'll just control it with the wall control, or I can pull it delicately. If you pull it straight out, it should be okay. Yeah, okay. So that's what we'll do for now. I will fix this later. Pretty sure I can fix it. If not, we'll replace the switch. I think this side was facing out. This one has the stinking screws put in over the bag as well. I don't think that we're going to use that. We're definitely not going to use that. I'm not going to use that this time either. I think the expectation is that you use these nuts and washers to pass this through an electrical box, but I still like this contraption better. It's easier to work with. And if I happen to like this, and this is going to sit up here long term, I will do something with the safety cable, but I'm not going to deal with it for the test. Now, I don't understand how you're supposed to secure this. Like, it's just what do you attach this to? I'm thinking I'm going to tie it into, like, you know, a knot several times, get it pretty small, and then put it in between two washers and lag it to the building. I don't know what the formal way you're supposed to do it is. I would have expected something like that to be on the other side so you can screw it onto something. This is a very annoying way to package the wires. So it appears to be a capacitor. I hope that video isn't lost. It just threw a memory card error. This appears to be a multi-value capacitor, so the speeds are very likely to be capacitor based, not wire taps. Oh, there's a tight spot in the bearings. That's not good. Oh no. That definitely feels like the balls in the bearings to me. The camera just overheated, so I'm gonna have to put some fans on now. It was definitely getting pretty hot in here. It feels like the bearings to me. I might have to replace them, or potentially it'll smooth out over time. These unfortunately were known to have pretty lousy bearings. They run too hot and the bearings just don't last. 1 amp, 110 watts is a lot of heat for a non-cast motor. Doesn't say the date of manufacture on here. 3-speed commercial ceiling fan 3C691A. Yeah, see, it's locked up right there. Well, that we might not be able to get a nice low speed out of this because of that, or the blades being so heavy they might just carry it over. I don't know. We'll fix it, but it's going to be a little dodgy for this particular test. This is kind of screwed up here. we gonna get the ground or not? I don't even see it. Oh, come on. Really? I hate when things that are simple become frustrating. No washer, just a lock nut. You've got to be kidding. What is going on here? Where is the stupid ground? It's not caught on anything. It's not tangled up. Why it doesn't go through? There's the stupid thing. Good grief. Note for next time, grab a ratchet. Jeez, it's gotta go even tighter than that. Wow. It's already pretty tight. Probably can only get a couple more turns out of it. I think something might be wrong here. Yeah, something's wrong. I don't know what. I mean, there's not really much to go wrong here. It's just a stupid bolt that goes through a thing. Why? I don't understand why this doesn't. Why it doesn't go through enough to. I have no idea what's going wrong here. It's like nothing to go wrong. It doesn't make any sense. Yep, definitely should have gone and got the correct tool by now. Not that this is the wrong tool, but it's not the best one. Oh, not good, not good. Well, that lock washer is spoiled now because I put that on way too tight. I'll have to replace that eventually. I don't understand why this doesn't fit anymore. That does not make any sense. And we had to put so much force on this that the washer is actually all warped out of place. What on earth is going on? I have no clue what the problem is with this. There's no reason that should require so much force, because the one on the top here, this is how it's supposed to be. The thing is in several threads past the hole. It just goes in there and it's no problem. I don't understand what the problem is down here. It just doesn't make any sense whatsoever. Well, I'm going to forgo the lock washer for now, and I'm just going to put the nut, and it's not going to come out past the pin. It's inconceivable. But something just doesn't make any sense here whatsoever. Maybe I put something back in the wrong order. I don't know. I'll review the video later, I guess, and see if I can figure it out, but this really doesn't make any sense to me. Whatever. That was stupid. Very stupid. I hope the video's not messed up. The camera was throwing some weird behavior a few minutes ago. It does do that every now and again. You know, 95% of the time or more, it works perfectly. But then every once in a while, it throws some weird errors. Alright, for now, this is just going to have to sit up here, coiled up. I would use this for a long-term install, but it's going to take some creativity to get this secured. Anybody that's worked with these before, any input on how this is normally attached to the ceiling? Is there another component that you're supposed to have, or how the heck do you secure this dumb cable? Use the ground to hold it in place, maybe. Alright, so we have no light, so we don't need this wire. It's not grabbing onto the moret very nicely. Where's the other connector? It got pocketed. I think that this is going to hang a touch too low for the aesthetic purposes. Okay. And this does not go up far enough to cover to the ceiling. It's hitting something on the bottom. That stinks. That gap is going to be very obvious. That's unfortunate. If this was a permanent install, or if it becomes a permanent install, we can try to do something to fix that. We can use a different mounting apparatus or something. Actually, what I could probably do is just take the box out and just mount it directly to the joist above the box as a workaround for that if I needed to. Alright, that looks reasonable. These are number 2 screws, or number 1 screws rather. They do require that large screwdriver. No, it's not overkill, that's the correct size to use. A lot of ceiling fan motor screws are number 1. It's the right height in terms of the, correlation with the beams and everything, but just the style of fan I think might look better higher up, as that's how it's usually seen. I guess I need the screwdriver now because the screws are not fitting nicely through the holes in the blades. This is the rolled edge style blade, so it only has a 7-foot clearance requirement. We could probably meet the 10-foot clearance requirement in here if we use the shorter down rod. This washer's a little bit corroded. Must have been exposed to some moisture at some point. Wonder if it's got to do with the bearing failure. Screws themselves are a little corroded too. Probably should open this up and see what's going on in there. That would imply the thermal protection is in fact a thermal switch that resets. I figured it was in these. Okay, there it is. Installation complete.